Now let me clarify something when it comes to an isometric view or an isometric drawing. In this case, we are only focusing on the positioning of the isometric. So it all starts with the projection symbol that has been given. It might be a third angle or it might be a first angle. So in a third angle case, most of the time, if they give you views that are in a third angle, they will give you a front and a right view and then the top view. It's not likely for them to give you a left view in a third angle autographic projection. They give you a left view in a first angle. So the views that are going to be in a first angle, in most cases, are going to be the front, the top, and the left view. So that is the difference. The difference is the side view. In a third angle, the side view comes as a what? As a right view in a third angle. And then in a first angle, the side view comes as a what? As a left view. But it will still be a same component, just represented in different views. If that object is represented in a first angle, they will show you the front of it, they will show you the top of it, and then they will show you the left side of it if it's represented in a first angle. But if it's represented in a third angle, they will show you the right view, the front, and the top. So if you look at my cube right here, how many views can you see? We can spot the front represented as an F there, and then we can spot the top, the T, and then we can spot the right view. So in this isometric view right here, you can tell by seeing the side view that is provided, you can tell that this is in a form of what? Is in a third angle form. This is represented in a third angle. When you are drawing in isometric, converting it from what? From projectional views that are given to you. You do not just start drawing in isometric and position it anywhere you like. You position your isometric depending on the views that you are given. Just like this case here. So since this is a third angle and we have two views, we do not have three views. So since we have two views, which means this view right here is the front view, and then the one on the right is the right view. Why is that? Because this is a third angle, and in a third angle, you are given the right view, the top, and the front. But here they didn't give you the top view. They only gave you two views in order for you to construct the isometric, which means these are the only views that you're gonna need. So the top view is not necessary to be provided in order for you to come up with an isometric drawing. You can produce the isometric just by reading these two views only. Before we carry on to the lesson, it is my greatest pleasure to let you know that I've done some research and came up with something specially made for you, which is engineering drawing course for beginners. So if you are interested, there is a link in the description. You can just click it there, which is gonna take you to this page right here. We start from the very basic of engineering drawing, such as reproduction drawing. It's also broken down into pieces, so we're not rushing anywhere, just being fed the knowledge a bit by bit until you get the hang of it. So it's from the very basic all the way up to the more advanced stuff, and then going to the isometric, it's also broken down to pieces. We start by the isometric positioning. We start by explaining that first, and then we jump to the isometric drawing itself, isometric circles after, and then at the end is iso polygons. So these are all the tools that you will ever need in order for you to understand engineering drawing. So if you are interested, you come back to this page after clicking the link in the description. You scroll down to the very end, and then there are packages right there. There is a membership option, and then there is a once-off option right there. So in a membership option, you can pay on the monthly basis and get access to all the curriculum right there. And then on the once-off payment option, you just pay only once, you get the full access forever. It will be up to you to choose the option that you're gonna be comfortable with. But all in all, I would pretty much appreciate your support. Alright, that's it. Now let's go back to the lesson. So point P is required to be the lowest point of your isometric drawing, which means the bottom corner, the lowest point of the isometric view, it's where your right view will start, and it's where your front view will start. So coming back to our isometric cube right here, this is the lowest point right there. That cannot be the lowest, that one cannot be the lowest either. This is the point P, the lowest point. So since this is the lowest point, you have your right view in this side, since it's the third angle, and then you have your front view this side, and then you have the top at the top. This is how you're gonna position your isometric. You cannot put your front view in this side, because now if you were to put your front view in this side, you position it like this, it will mean that From the front, turning this way, you have the left view that is exposed. So if you were to put your front in this position, you're gonna have to do what? You're gonna have to provide the left view of the drawing. Now, when you're constructing an isometric drawing, you must always make sure that the views that are appearing on your isometric drawing are the same views that are given alongside with the top view, because the top view is always gonna be there. The switching is always between the front and the side. That's where the switching is. If you are given the front view and the right view, you should make sure that on your isometric drawing, the right view is showing and then the front view is showing. Now, how are you going to position your isometric drawing if you want those two views to show? Which means your front view is going to be here, and then on the right hand side of the front view, there should be the right view right there. So this is where you would put your right view, and then this is where you would put your front. And then on the top side, that is where you'll be constructing forward for the top view, obviously. Now let's shift to the case whereby you are provided with the first angle. Now with the first angle, we have this kind of a representation. Here we're given two views, and then why am I saying this is a first angle? Because I can spot the projection symbol right there. This is a projection symbol of the first angle. So since we've analyzed that this is a first angle, and then we have two views. The one view is at the top, and then the second view is at the bottom. Now since we have the two views, the one is on the upside and the one is on the bottom side, and it's a first angle, you already know that the view that is at the bottom is your top view, and then the view that is at the top side is your front view. This is your front, and then this is your top view. We have our point P's right there being the lowest point. So if they were to provide three views here, there was gonna be the third view, and that third view was gonna be next to the what? Next to the front view. It was gonna be right there on that space, and that view was gonna be a left view, because this is a first angle. You have two views at the top and you have a single view at the bottom. The one that's at the bottom is the top view, and then the two that's at the top, the one that's in line with the top view is your front, and then the one that's next to the front is your left view. That's how a first angle orthographic projection comes. So now, since you are required to present your isometric drawing in a first angle manner, which means you're gonna have to show your front, your top, and then your left side. So let's go back to our cube. So now, since the first angle comes with the left view, we're gonna have to show the front, the top, and the left, not the right view. Which means if we were to show our left view, where is our front supposed to be stationed now? The front side is no longer gonna be this section right here, but the front side should shift to this side, so that when you move from the front to the left hand side, you're gonna see what your left view in this case, just like this. This is what I'm talking about. So now this is the isometric representation of the first angle orthographic projection. They've given you three sides. They've given you the front, the left, and the top. The most important case is the what? Is the projection symbol. You focus on the projection symbol first. If it's a third angle, you're expecting the side that is given to be the right view. So if it's a first angle, you're gonna be expecting the side given to be the left view. So in a first angle case, you should position your isometric in this manner, with the front on that side, and then you have the left on the left hand side of the front, and then you have the top on the top side. So if we were to focus on the front side right here, and then you shift to what? We shift to the left hand side of the front, the left view is gonna be exposed. So that is why I'm saying it's the left hand side of the front view. And then if I were to shift to the right hand side of the front view, which means I'm expecting to see what? I'm expecting to see the right view in the right hand side of the front. And then in the left hand side of the front, I'm expecting to see the left view. And then in the top side of the front, I'm expecting to see what? The top view. There you go. Just like that. This is how you solve an isometric view. You just depend on the views that are given. If they say the views are in a first angle, you focus on the views that are given. You make sure that all the views that are given there, they are visible on your isometric drawing.